Welcome back. We are going over the astrological forecast for the week. I don't know about you guys. We have been going through it, to be honest with you. So we think it's the Mars conjunct South Node causing some ruckus. All the inconjuncts from last week, we're feeling them. Maybe you guys are too. Just know that you're not in this alone.
All right, so we are right in the thick of Libra season, right in the middle. The sun transits the 14th degree through the 20th this week. The moon will be going from Leo to Libra, where we'll have a new moon, which is cool because it'll kind of phase off some of this intense Aries full moon energy that we're still kind of feeling. It's lingering. Mercury enters Libra as well, or is it already in Libra?
As we're recording on the 3rd, it's in
This is for next week.
Tomorrow, I think it goes into Libra. Yeah, okay. So Mercury will be in Libra. Mars, the most exciting thing, is changing signs. It enters Scorpio on Thursday, the 12th. Mars will finally be out of detriment in Libra. We're recording this. It's making a conjunction to the South Node, which doesn't feel too great. Glad to have Mars out of detriment. Venus, which I'm so excited for, because get the fuck out of my 12th house, Venus, please. Enters Virgo on Sunday the 8th. Venus has been in Leo for 4 months. It's been great for Pierre because she's got her Leo rising, but it sucked for me because it's my 12th house. Yeah.
4 months is so long. It doesn't, I guess it's been 4 months. I didn't realize.
It feels like a lifetime to me. It just felt like longer than 4 months. I can't really rejoice that much because Venus doesn't do well in Virgo.
Wow.
So your relationships are probably going to still be challenged, where you're going to nitpick everything. Wherever you've been kind of glossing over things, it's going to bother you. So
also because it's the eclipse on the 14th.
Yeah, so the eclipse, it is the eclipse with the new moon?
Yes.
Oh, great. So, yeah, that's the eclipse, guys. The eclipse is like how we end that week with the 14th. So the eclipse is happening in Libra. So with the new moon, it's a new moon eclipse. Yeah, I guess kind of expect the unexpected. It's going to highlight relationships and it's going to highlight the Libra house. You're going to see a change happen there. It doesn't always happen on the day of the eclipse. It can happen before, it can happen after. Either way, we're officially in eclipse season, and what we're feeling is the eclipse energy. Yeah, it's in full swing. So a South Node eclipse, or an eclipse, in Libra, is probably going to bring you some either relationship issues or issues to wherever you have Libra in your chart. Look to the area of your chart that you have Libra, and I know after that we're having another final round of an eclipse in Taurus and Scorpio. One last one that's going to close out that cycle. So we're like starting a new cycle of eclipses before really fully closing out that cycle. So that should be interesting, but I almost feel like this is kind of the worst of it, or at least I want to think that, what we're going through now. So maybe I'm being toxic positivity here. I don't know. I kind of have to this point.
Keep morale up.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm sure there are people who are, genuinely are going through it. So hang in there, guys, because we are all in this together and everyone's going through something. Obviously, nobody has the perfect life, and that's why the eclipses, that's what they're there for. They force us to make changes that are necessary, and they force our hands. So like when you're not making the change, the universe will come in and make it for you, which is why learning astrology and kind of understanding your birth chart and your life path can really help, because you can work with the energy instead of against it. It also just helps to know when we're having an eclipse in general, because there are certain things you want to avoid when you have an eclipse. So eclipses are like full moons or new moons on steroids. The energy is really intensified. New moons are times of planting seeds and usually starting something new. Don't be surprised if that's exactly what happens for you, but you didn't even ask for that. It could just initiate like a change in your life, or like all of a sudden needing to take something on with Libra. So for me, it's in my 2nd house. I don't really know what to expect as far as like finances and stuff, but I do have my moon there. I'm sure it's going to be affecting my home life. What about you guys? Where do you guys have Libra?
11th house.
Social networking. And what about you, Pierre?
3rd house.
That was me last year with those eclipses, the Taurus Scorpio.
On the day of the Aries full moon, me and my boyfriend said, "I love you."
Well, it must be nice, because I had a fight with my husband. Oh my God. I literally wanted to punch someone in the face that day. I was like destructive. I was just sitting there stewing because I was trying not to like talk to anyone because I knew it was like pretty angry, but it passed. It always does.
These eclipses, I would think that Libras, because the South Node is there, are probably really releasing a lot of old patterns. So that means dropping a lot of old things to start something new with the new moon. When something new starts, a lot of times something ends. And the same way on the North Node end. I mean, if you're starting something new, you often have to end something too. So it's not both sides of it will.
I was
be
just
endings
telling
and
them
beginnings.
that my boyfriend's a Libra and he's giving up cigarettes. He's going through it. And the South Node's on his sun. So
Wow,
I mean, it's
direct.
nowhere near his sun. It's on the other side, but like
Well, still, it's on the other side of my moon, and I'm feeling
you're
it.
still feeling it.
Yeah, it's because it's an opposition.
Also, you know, with the way I'm feeling it with my Libra moon, and you know, I'm a night chart, I feel the moon a lot. I feel like, whereas I used to kind of be bothered with conflict, and I always just wanted to maintain harmony with people, but now I don't care. I don't care.
I'm
Yeah,
seeing
I
that with
feel like people
Libras right
can see it.
now, for sure.
Yeah, people can see it. People are like even like telling me, and
What
I'm like,
about what's her name? Doja Cat. Isn't she a Libra and she's like being crazy?
yeah, Libras are being
Well,
crazy right now.
she's
Like,
got a whole lot of. I did a little thing that not that many people cared about, but I did a little post about.
You tried.
She's
I
got a
didn't
lot of
even
other
see it.
stuff going on as well.
I feel like Libras are not Libras right now. Like, who are we?
Libras aren't
Because
Libraing.
we're not
You're
Libraing.
not
Exactly.
Libraing.
Because
It's
I went
good.
from wanting people to like me and wanting to keep peace to no, like, I want you to dislike me so that you can stay away from me because I don't like you. Like, I've tried to like you, but I don't. So goodbye. Like, get away from me. That's like how I feel like the vibe of Libras right now.
You're stepping
So
into your Aries energy.
The South Node, when it was in Scorpio, obviously that's in my 12th house. That's where my moon is. That's where my Venus is. That's where my Pluto is. That's where my North Node is. That was an interesting time for me. I wouldn't say it was bad, though. It was fine. So I'm like, oh, I feel bad for the Libras. But then I'm like, I just literally went through that. But maybe Scorpios are like a little bit more resilient. I don't know.
yeah, oh, Scorpio is the strongest sign in my opinion. Capricorn's a close second, but Scorpio I think is the strongest. I don't know what to expect, but I know that Libras and just Libra energy is all about relationships. So Libra placements are having some epiphanies about their relationships, and some of them are not so pretty.
And the people
Wherever you no,
people
you
who
go.
were used to Libra's people pleasing are in for a big shock right now because Libras.
This is when you know. This is when you know who has a problem with your boundaries. Those are the ones that benefited from you not having any. And those are the ones that need to go, Libra.
Yeah.
So wherever you have
That
Libra,
is exactly what my boyfriend's going through. That's so funny. He's a Libra.
yeah, that's exactly what I'm going through as well. And I'm a Libra moon. It's my second house.
Your boyfriend's a Libra rising.
And a Libra
What's he doing?
stellium.
What's he got going on?
Me. No.
That's all he needs.
That's plenty.
That's funny.
Whereas Libras, like, you know, I used to really enjoy people and stuff. With the South Node, I'm just like, I just want to be alone. Like, just leave me alone. It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, you have to really be careful, which I talked about with the North Node in Aries, being too selfish, too forceful, insisting on having your way or the highway, like to the point that you push people away. And, you know, you could really be the villain with that. It's all about balance with the nodes. And it's an axis. It's about balance. It's about realizing that you do have to put yourself first in order to put the needs of others first as well. So you have to be selfish to be selfless, but it's like a fine art form. And
Pluto goes direct soon.
Yep, Pluto goes direct, which I have a direct natally, so I prefer it that way. But usually the day that it goes direct, everybody feels like this shift.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
I'm
it's
excited.
sitting there.
It's going
Yeah.
on Tuesday the 10th.
Tuesday the 10th, that's crazy. What else did we miss here?
That's going to be pretty significant, that eclipse.
Yeah, I mean, let's, you know, even if this entire episode is about the eclipse, I feel like it should be because it's get ready for it, which you kind of honestly, I really think you can't.
No, you
don't
can't.
really prepare for eclipses. It's where you really get surprised, at least for me. I mean, I'm an astrologer and I still don't feel like I can really predict eclipses that well.
Just be
can tell the
aware.
theme.
I think that you can, especially if you have your angle cycles, what areas of life could show up. But, again, it's more detailed than that because you need to know rulerships and things. If the eclipses occur on top of one of your planets, it might relate to some other area of life. If you are Libra or Aries, you might experience more things with the eclipse. That's as far as you can predict it.
This isn't something I totally understand, but I learned from the book about predictive astrology. She went on to talk about eclipses and how they all have their own birth chart. If you knew their birth chart, like maybe you would understand how it's going to go. Like it could be a good one or a bad one or something like that. But like we don't normally know that stuff.
Well, we do. I mean, she's the one that has the definition of the different Saros series. She says to look at the Saros chart, the original eclipse chart for that series, and then also look at the current eclipse that is in the same series. And there are certain themes that come up. And so sometimes they are more positive or more negative, and you can kind of talk about the energies, but still you've got to look at it laid over your birth chart.
I think wherever you have Libra in your chart, long story short, Libra is ruled by Venus, Aries is ruled by Mars. So wherever you've been too nice, you're not going to be nice anymore. You're going to be more mean. If that's Mars and Aries. Other people can see it as mean, but for you, you're just being straightforward and honest and standing up for yourself for once in your life if you have many Libra placements. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing once you overcome the fear of confrontation or whatever it is for you. Again, it depends on the house. Some people, it's not even gonna be anything to do with other people. If you have like Libra in the 12th house or something, then maybe not. But for the most part, wherever you've been too nice, you're not gonna be nice anymore. I think we should end it that way.
All right. I just want to mention that Abundantia is entering Scorpio on the 10th.
And what is that?
Fun. So, I mean, Abundantia, I would just say it's about abundance. So there's going to be like an influx of energy. I would say beneficial energy in that area.
Like sexual?
No. Well, for Scorpio, yeah. Like maybe you'll have more sex. I don't know.
So of course my mind goes there first, but like angry.
Or power.
Yeah.
Aries is my 8th house, and I've just been so angry, man.
Power, control, an abundance of power, control, and skepticism.
Interesting.
Anyway. All right, homies. We'll see you next week. Hopefully we'll be better. We'll be going on. Things will be better. I don't know. We'll see you
Lay
next
low,
week.
guys.
See you. It's okay if you're going through it. And if you're not going through it, I'm happy for you.
Lucky you.
Lucky you. Bye.
Bye.